I saw a video of Nikki, and she was like, when I was younger, what did she say? She's like, when I was younger, the people that I heard on the radio were talented.
Yeah.
She's like, nowadays, the people that you hear on the radio are popular.
Yeah.
Like, they're not talented. They're just the artists that you hear now, they're popular artists. They're not really talented. And I was like, I fucking feel that. I kind of feel that.
No, it's true.
It's true.
And that's what I'm saying. But if you look at
is Yeet talented? I don't know. I don't know his music enough. You probably listen to him a bit more than me, but like, I don't know. He just seems to have a style.
Yeah,
that's very specific.
I wouldn't say. I think it's talented in a different way, where it's not like he produces. I think that's the thing. There's people.
He's multifaceted.
Yeah, they produce good music and stuff I like. I wouldn't call them talented.
Hey, what do you mean?
Like the stuff is good.
I'm assuming if you like it, you think that they have some sort of talent.
No, not necessarily. No.
Interesting.
I think there can be a separation where you can be talented at something. Definitely got that on audio, but
you can't be getting that shit on audio.
Well, I mean, listen, bro, you literally started. I think at this point now.
I don't know why. I don't know what.
Maybe
what
4 like podcasts where you're literally just like gassy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just letting it rip.
How are you doing, man?
I'm tired, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Tired
but I'm
what?
good.
You didn't sleep? Oh yeah, you said you didn't sleep.
Yeah, this is.
But is that why you're tired?
No, it's just been a long day. This is like shoot number 4.
Today?
No, 3, and I have another one after this.
Oh, you're going somewhere after this?
Yeah.
Oh, where?
Oakland. Like I shoot at this like pub.
Where's that?
It's like fucking Langley.
You're going out to Langley? You just came from Surrey.
Yeah, I know. It's been one of those days where it's just like
fucking.
I went back and forth.
Like, what do they do there?
It's like a pub.
Yeah.
But it's like it turns into like a club. Like they play music afterwards.
Oh, so similar. Have you ever been to the Foggy Dew?
Yeah, it's like literally
that?
like the Foggy Dew.
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's straight like just regular pub, and then at night that's when you turn up a little bit.
Turn up a little bit.
Yeah. Is it good?
It's depends on who's DJing.
Okay.
Like last week was dope because how I got the gig, I was like, my friend, she DJs there sometimes.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yo, like, you've just wanting to change, and it's like they have a bigger budget.
The owners wanted to change?
No, I wanted to change. Remember how I was leaving and I was like quitting all the like that live stuff, and I was like, I just don't want to do it, and also just wanted to make more money. And like they just gave me the opportunity because I get to MC too and kind of test that out.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
yeah, you're saying you wanted to get into that.
Yeah.
So are you MCing the whole night?
No, so like I shoot first and then I MC a half the night. But like it's because like they've had this new mic system, so they haven't figured it out. So I haven't actually MC'd yet.
Oh, yeah,
so
okay.
well, I dare. So
how long do you shoot for before you have you got the mic yet?
No, that's the thing. It hasn't happened yet. So yeah, like
are you doing it tonight? Do you know?
No, like they haven't fixed it yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the dude just messaged me to this. Yeah, we still haven't fixed it. So
yeah, I'd say I'd come, but Langley's not tonight, but I'd come eventually, but probably not. No, I'm not coming in fucking Langley, bro.
No.
Is it actually busy though?
It's busy. Yeah, it's like because everyone from like Abbotsford, Chilliwack, that kind of vibe. That's where they go. So,
what are the popular pubs or bars or mini clubs out there? Like they have like Public House and stuff like that out there, don't they?
Yeah, it's so it's the same owners who own that one. Okay. Like Public House, they own this one.
It's called Oak and Thorn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's under the Joseph Richards, I think.
Okay.
And so it's called. There's 2 townhouses. There's one in Maple Ridge, one in Abbotsford, and then that one.
What did Mirage turn into?
I don't know what Mirage was.
It's right by the McDonald's by I think King George. I believe it was King George.
I think it turned into Tap House. That maybe.
Yeah, it's Tap House. I was wondering if it was Public House.
Yeah,
I think
but
it might be.
I think that closed. I think they were closing that.
Even Tap House?
Yeah, I think so. Wow. Like last year, I think they were saying.
I know Mirage has been closed forever, but Mirage has been closed since like 2012, 2013, somewhere around there.
That was even before I was here, so yeah.
Oh shit! You never got to go?
No,
bro. Mirage was the fucking spot. Like when I'm like Mirage, by far easiest place to pull. Easiest place to pull. I'm not bullshitting you, and like not just like thoughts, but like everyone knew. Like that's the club that you're like. Like if you can't pull at Mirage, like when I say this, you can't pull at Mirage, you have no fucking game. 100%. Well, if you ever went to Mirage, I'm an old man now, you know what I'm saying? But anybody who's like around our age or my age at that time, that got to go to Mirage. If you couldn't pull at Mirage, you were a fucking dork. Like, you were a loser.
Here's my question: Is it just like it was easy for you to pull?
No. Everybody.
Okay.
Like, you know how you have friends that never get pussy, and you're just like, oh, we actually like when you go there, even they're getting pussy.
Okay.
Their girls are grinding up on them, making out on the dance floor, blah blah blah. Mirage was dope because it was like $2 highballs, and $2.
Yeah, because even at this spot, they just started. They're doing this drink space. 3 highballs for like $3.50.
3 highballs for $3.50.
Yeah. Like, no, it's like 1 highball's like $3.50.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 3 highballs.
No,
one highball for $3.50. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But obviously, this was 2013, so like I guess like the dollar wise is
Yeah.
basically the same with inflation and all that shit. But everyone would pull at Mirage, and like the DJ was Mark Moore, and he played football with my brother, so he went to New West too, and he was so I knew him through football.
Yeah.
And then Jason, I don't know if you know Jason Bell. I think he used to bounce there. So he's like a big body. He's like a bodybuilder, like a strong man. He does both. And then now he owns Genuine Athletics in Semiahmoo. So he's far. You probably don't know.
Yeah.
But because Semiahmoo is basically Surrey.
Yeah.
It's South Surrey.
No, but I've heard that because I think a lot of bodybuilders work out there.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Nice
It's like he has more strongman stuff. I'm not sure if he focuses on bodybuilding at his gym, like straight like doing shows.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people
just
go there. Like,
yeah. So it used to be. Stuff. It's like across the street where Semiahmoo Athletic Club used to be, and I never even knew because like he did it, and I was like before. I kind of like sporadically would go to Semi just to visit Hector and Joe and them.
Wait, was that the guy who was there at the CrossFit thing? Or was that another guy?
Which one?
Remember when Jason and them were competing? Or was that someone else?
It might have been someone else.
Oh, okay.
That what? Like what happened?
No, it's like who owns a gym? Yeah. He was pretty jacked, but I wasn't sure if like.
No, I don't think. No, Jason wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't have been at any CrossFit competitions.
Yeah.
But he's dabbled.
Yeah.
But so he was the bouncer there. Fucking hate dead skin, man. Like especially the dry lips. Can't stand that shit. But anyway, he was the bouncer there, and Mirage is the dopest. But like now, I don't know what's popping out there. So like, is Oakenthorne actually like one of the places that people think about going? Like, you know how we go downtown and you're like, oh, let's go to hello goodbye.
It actually gets pretty busy. Like it's a big spot. It's like it's not as big as like Colony or Goodco.
Okay.
But it's kind of like it's a big place.
Yeah.
And like they do like UFC fights there and like the Super Bowl. Like it's a pretty big spot.
Yeah. So it's pretty. It's like a sports.
It's like a sports bar
during the day.
Like yeah, it's pretty big. It's gotten busy. Like there've been nights where it's been like a lot of people.
What's the place right by the Telus building? So if you're facing Telus building to the left, what's that pub called? Or like that? Fuck, I'm gonna butcher this. I think that's where it is. Or it's I think that's where it is. It's like, you know where the Telus building is.
Yeah.
And then like to the left of it, before you go onto the bridge, there's a little club there. I can't remember. I'll fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
But like it reminds me of that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've never partied out in Langley really. Except I went to one of the country bar out there. What's that one called?
Like Roosters? Or
yeah.
something? Yeah.
Roosters.
Yeah, so it's funny. What is it? I was talking to the manager last week, and he's like, "Yeah, like, dude, like, it was
Roosters."
Yeah, on Friday, because he told me like, no, of Oakenthorne.
Oh yeah, okay.
And he's like, "Yeah, dude, like last Friday was so busy, man, because apparently Roosters was closed or something happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it had snowed, and like I think it was just after the snow, and they had to fix like their burst pipes or something. So it's like like they were closed for like I think like maybe 2 weeks, so it was like slapped.
They just got all the business.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. I remember Roosters because when I played it for Langley, I would stay out there. We'd party sometimes after, and that's where these guys would like to go.
Yeah, but it's a different vibe out there. Like it's like people have fun, but it's like I wouldn't necessarily go out there.
No, I would never.
Yeah, but I feel like it's more fun than being downtown. I think because it's.
You think so?
It's a different pace.
I feel like it's a slower pace.
No, like it's people. They actually genuinely want to have fun.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's what it is.
You don't think people downtown do?
I think there's a lot more pretentious people, and there's more like.
What part of Vancouver though? Like, it can't be everywhere downtown.
No, obviously, I feel like.
You think Granville?
Granville is definitely changed. Like Granville is like, there's different spots, right? And having worked at different places, it's definitely different vibes.
Yeah.
I think, and also like most places now, it's either getting too busy because of their size and they have like a capacity limit, or like they have a big space and they just can't get bodies in there.
So there's no like medium-sized spaces that are kind of perfect.
No.
Like, so what are the biggest spaces? Like Levels? Like what's...
Levels is definitely one of the bigger ones. Good Co. And
I don't think I've been to Good Co, have I?
It's Colony. It's like, it's where, so it's basically where Caprice was, that building.
Oh, yeah.
They turned into like a...
Oh, yeah, I haven't
like
been since they changed it to Caprice.
No.
Or from Caprice, sorry.
Yeah, no. So it's a very big space. So it's like, most nights they can't get that many people in there. And then it's called the Pearl now, but it's where venue used to be.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's a big space. Like, they have new management, so the manager who used to be at Fortune is there now.
Yeah.
So it's doing pretty well.
Is
like,
it?
And they do shows. It's like a different crowd. It's more like they do like a lot of like Spanish nights and a lot of rock nights. So
like, what would be tonight? What would be going on tonight? Do you know?
I have no idea. It's like I've never gone. I just know the guys who work there.
Because typically, like, certain clubs have better nights. Like Friday's shit, but then Saturday's dope.
Yeah.
Or like Thursday's great, but then Friday, Saturday is average.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be. So I'm wondering what tonight is.
But
like,
you have places like Hello Goodbye who are just killing it.
Are they killing it?
They're killing it.
Killing it?
Killing it.
What about it? Like, it's just super busy now?
They have great management.
Yeah?
It's one of the places where, like, if my friends ask me where to go, I'm like, go there.
Yeah, because that's where Homeboy's from.
Yeah.
The kickboxer.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Angelo?
I added him on fucking...
Yeah, LeChance?
Yeah, LeChance, that's right. Yeah, such a nice guy.
Yeah. They're killing it. Management.
He works there, right?
So it's like there's a rotation of DJs.
Yeah, and
so
he's one of them?
Yeah, he was one of them. Yeah.
And then the girl's one of them?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Des.
Yeah,
dope DJ. Like, and that's the nice thing. Like, they have a great management. The people who work there are good. Like, rotation of DJ is pretty dope.
Yeah,
it's actually fun to go out.
Yeah.
So that's why they're doing well, because like they're like, even like with the Isabel's is a competition.
Hello Goodbye and Isabel's.
Yeah.
And they're getting smoked or what? Are they getting smoked?
Killed.
Smoked? Oh shit. Your boy fucking works there. The nigga that always dresses nice always has those fucking girls with him.
Cool.
Fuck, I'm so bad with these names. I don't like, because the thing with me is that I only meet him like once or twice.
I know who you're talking about.
What's his name?
Will?
Will.
Yeah.
So Will, he's always fucking dressed all nice. He always has girls with him. Doesn't he I don't know if he manages it. But
no, he's like one of the VIP hosts.
Oh,
and that's the thing, like they have like a lot of good people, but I think, I don't know what it is. I think a lot of it too is just like the crowd, where it's like, in my opinion, I think the DJs that they hire sometimes are not the greatest. That's just my personal opinion.
At Isabel's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really, like, the music was always okay.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't complain about it, but I wasn't like, oh, this is dope.
And I think it's just a weird layout. That's what it is. It's just a very weird layout.
So narrow.
Yeah. Like,
and like you get to the back and you're like, that's it? Like, it's so, how many square feet do you think it is?
Huh?
How many square feet you think it is? Like, realistically, it's like
maybe 1,000.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like 1,200, somewhere around there. Like,
because it's probably like the length of this gym. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's just narrow.
Yeah.
It's like from there to there. Like, that's literally
and like
what
the
it is.
first half is kind of wasted space because like you just walk and there's a couple tables or whatever. But it seems like no one's ever at those tables. Everyone's like stuffed in the back.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like
basically where the bar starts to the back of the room is where the most of the people are, and then everyone just uses the walkway to like come in and out.
And that's the thing. I think it's one of those places like you would never go there unless you have bottle service.
Yeah.
Whereas like Hello Goodbye, you can just like go in and still have a good time. You don't
for sure.
necessarily have to have,
No, not by any means.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting with a space like that because like how do you expand and how do you get quote unquote like busier? Like how do you make more money? Like I feel like with a space like that, you're kind of capped.
and I think that's the thing too. Like with Hello Goodbye, I think if it was a bigger space too, they could probably take out a lot of the city.
Like what? Where do you think that they would like a good place for them to switch would be?
See, it's such a tough question to answer because I don't think sometimes like a spot is popular just because of the feel of what it is. It's like
I just mean size wise though. Like what's another place size wise that's like if they were as big as this place, it'd be perfect for them. They'd be able to fill it consistently, no issues. Like even Bar None.
Have you been? Yeah. I think a space like Bar None.
Okay.
They could kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then where were you gonna ask? Have I been where?
12 West.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Where was Smiley? That was 12 West. Yeah, that was 12 West. Yeah, okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure that was 12 West. Yeah, so bar none size. Okay, that makes sense because bar none size isn't too big, but it's not small by any means.
And that's the thing. It's like it's one of those spaces where it's like you could get a lot of people in.
Yeah,
and you don't. Even if it's not full, it would still be a good vibe.
And it still feels full. Yeah, it's like perfect size where it's like when it's packed, it's great. But if it's not packed, it's still like small enough where you don't feel like it's huge and it's empty.
And I like the layout, like having the tables on the sides,
and then the
like,
washroom at the back, and all. Yeah, I think it's a good. I think it's one of the best ones. Yeah, especially with the way the entrance is. Yeah, has like a separate entrance, then it's like a small, short, narrow hallway, and then it enters the club. Where it's like you're not going around corners and doing all that shit. Like 12 West, you have to go around the corners, don't you? Yeah, it's
struggling. Like there's a lot of clubs where I'm just like it's weird layouts. Like 12 West is one of those places I don't like the layout. It's very weird.
I wonder if they'd ever like if like let's say bar none went under or something like that and like emptied the space or like left the space. If like Hello Goodbye would be like let's fucking go over there or something like that. Because like still in the same area, it's down the street.
I don't know, man. I think a lot of it too is like with clubs. Just from like my experience having worked in the industry as long as I have, it's just tough, man. It's a very tough business,
and I don't understand why people get into it. Like I feel like you're burning money, especially here.
I feel like it's one of those things that if let's say 4 or 5 of us went into it and we're willing to lose money,
but everyone had like proper roles, like everyone was responsible for certain things.
And the thing is, it's I think the biggest thing is about people having money and then hiring the right people to run the places. That's usually what I've seen because a lot of people like they go into clubs, think I'm gonna just like make money, and they've never actually like done it. It's so weird. It's like with any other business, you would think like depending on the type of person that you are too. I think entrepreneurship is not for everyone, but it's like one of those industries where I feel like you need to kind of get a feel of it
before.
It's not like you can just like.
It makes sense for someone like you or like, what's a homeboy who just quit and was supposed to be on the podcast that we were trying to get on?
Drew.
Well,
he didn't quit. He just got promoted.
Oh, he got promoted. That's right. But I thought I think he was saying that he was thinking about it or something like that. Like he's like, I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this for. And then he ended up getting promoted. But anyway, someone like him, because he's been in so long and like at different positions in it, where if he had the money and wanted to start one, that would make sense as opposed to coming from a completely different industry or coming in completely blindfolded. Yeah, and you're just like, oh, I'm pretty sure I can make money at this, and then you end up just burning. He actually has a background in it and stuff like that.
And the thing is, it's not like there's some industry where like people will consistently want that. Yeah. Like people always go to the gym. People always want to buy liquor. People always want to buy food. Like those are things.
And party. I think people always want to go out.
But the thing is, it's not as consistent as you think. Like, cause think about like how often we go out.
Yeah.
And like 19-year-olds, and those are the people who are going out the most.
True.
But they don't necessarily have money.
True.
But it's also in Vancouver too. Like depending on where you are, people are targeting people who have bottles. Like who are gonna come in and buy bottle service, right? So it's just kind of like.
Do you think every place does that? That's their target? Is like, there's no places.
Not necessarily.
Cause I don't think like when I don't get that vibe. There's certain places you get that vibe from, but there's certain like I don't get that vibe from. Like Hello Goodbye. That is all
I think that's the thing. Like, and I think that's why they're doing really well. They have curated a crowd of people that come in regular, like regulars who buy bottles. But it's also like anyone can just come in, and it's like it's such a good vibe. It's like, oh, like I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like when you like you just found your barber, and it's like I don't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a vibe. Like
this is exactly what I need. Yeah.
And it's like like we'll go. It's like the way we talk about Savio. It's like we'll go there, like tell our friends, and then like we'll just consistently go there. Yeah. It's like one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like even though it's a club, it has more of like a lounge feel.
Yeah.
Where it's like a hangout spot as opposed to like we're going to actually party and club. It just ends up being that.
Yeah.
But not as it just doesn't seem as intense. Or like that's not the focus. The focus is kind of like let's hang out here. Yeah. We like spending time here. The vibes are good, as opposed to like some of these other clubs where like you're like when you're at levels like you're like you're in a club.
Yeah.
Or like even back to when Caprice was there, like Caprice you're in a club.
Yeah.
Type deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's probably why they're doing so well. I didn't realize how well they were doing.
Yeah, and
I can't remember the last time we went. Yeah, well, me and you haven't been for maybe like a couple months.
Yeah,
together. Yeah, I didn't realize they were doing so well.
But I think that's the thing too. It's like it's basically just curating a team, and they just killing it. I think in the industry too, like I remember I was looking back at old podcasts we did. It's like a lot of it too. It's like the higher ups are not making the right hiring decisions, and just because you've been in the industry for a long time doesn't mean you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's why I think like the management and like Hello Goodbye did so well, because I'm like, I had conversations where it was like you can tell like there's certain decisions that are being made and it's like well thought out.
Yeah.
From like how the content is being curated, like like how who they're hiring, like it feels like a family, like like everyone who's working is actually having a good time and people can see it, and they're bringing their friends, and then they've also like attracted the Yaletown crowd who come in regularly, and they find like creative ways of doing it. That even like their nights that they have, it's like every night is a different vibe of music, and they even did like I remember they were doing a Thursday that was supposed to be like an underground hip hop thing, and it wasn't doing tour, and they switched it. Now they're doing like a house night that's like pretty busy every other Thursday.
Like when Caprice did those, like Caprice did a couple house nights. I think Saturday was their house night, and then Friday was like hip hop or whatever. Yeah. Caprice was one of my favorite clubs.
It was.
It had LED because like LED was just hip hop.
Yeah,
it was fucking fire.
But that's the thing. I feel like even that time,
pulled like crazy.
There were so many spots because I can't remember who was having this conversation. I was like, yeah, dude, like when I moved in and I was going out, there were so many places to go where it's like, it didn't matter where you went, honestly. You were having fun. There were places where like, okay, the music was a little bit more to your liking, but you were having fun anywhere you went.
And everyone had like their own, like I wasn't a big club hopper. Like there's the ones that I'd go for sure.
Yeah.
I'd go to Caprice, LED, Mirage in Surrey, the Pint here and there.
Yeah. But even in the Pint was bumpy.
Yeah, I remember back then it was fucking dope. But I was never a venue guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I know they had a lot of shows. Like they did a lot of shows. I was never a venue guy. 560 here and there.
Yeah, that was my favorite spot.
Was it?
Oh,
yeah, 560
Fridays?
was good. I thought 560 was good, but I just didn't like. I think Caprice was probably my number one. Like if you were going on Granville, because 560 was on Granville too, right?
Yeah,
all the way at the end.
Yeah.
But, well, not at the end.
No, it was like, but like it's where Levels is. Yeah, where Levels is. That was 560.
Oh, I'm thinking of somewhere else then. Where was No, I'm thinking somewhere else then. Yeah, you're right. Levels was 560, but on Granville, you had to walk down a bit more, and there was another hip hop club.
Joseph Richards.
Joseph Richards.
Yeah, that was dude.
Yeah, Joe Richards.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah. I like Joseph Richards, but I didn't frequent it often. But if it was great, if we were going out and we were going to Granville, we always ended up getting liquor, drinking, blah blah blah, and then it always probably ended up being Caprice.
Yeah. It was a different time, man. It's like that's how I got into the industry. It was just like
Caprice good days was like 2015, 2016, 17.
Then after
that's game over.
Yeah,
Dunzo, whack. Yeah. Actually, no, I wouldn't even say 2015. I'd say before then. I'd probably say like
2020.
Well, because you weren't here though.
Yeah.
So like, I'm sure afterwards, but like with my relationship, it's just like it was popping 2012 to like 2014. Yeah. Like those 2 years was just like. That's where it's at. Yeah. Because then I graduated in 2010. So it's like that's 18. So yeah. Yeah. And then UBC. UBC went to like Bimini's. Yeah. You've been to Bimini's. Yeah. Bim's was dope.
Bim's Wednesdays? Oof.
Bim's, where's that? Bim's, you're pulling.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially, I feel like Bims if you're black, Bims like, and the Pit if you're black,
for sure. The Pit was
you're pulling.
Ooh, you're definitely pulling. Yeah, the Pit was where it's at. Some nights though, some nights you go and it was popping, and then some nights you expect it and you're just like, oh, why is it so dead tonight?
The thing is with Bims, like I always had a good time because it wasn't a place I would go that often.
Yeah, me neither.
Because it's like it's UBC, it's so far.
Yeah, it's just off UBC. Like so when I was living on campus, it's still just off UBC. Yeah. So it's like West, what is it, West 49?
Yeah, it's like,
So it's like it's out a little bit. It's not as close. But obviously, the Pit was like right on campus.
Yeah, so
like that's like all the time. That's every week, every Saturday. But where, like right now, where would you say, or where do you think is like, in terms of killing it, like what's the top 5 clubs that are killing it right now? Stanley's top 5 killing it clubs in Vancouver.
Five is pushing it, bro.
Okay, top 3. Okay, I won't hold your feet to the fire. Top 3. Give me the top 3 clubs that are doing the best right now. And this is based off of the busiest, and then also your personal opinion on the vibe there? Because obviously everyone likes different things. So like your top 3 may be different than someone else's. But like in terms of you being in the industry and you just knowing clubs in general, whether they suck, whether they're good, whether you like them, whether you don't like them, you kind of know. It's like, even though I don't like this place, it's fucking, it's busy as fuck, man. It's popping. I don't like it. I don't like the music, but it's popping. So what's your top 3?
I think at the top definitely Hello Goodbye.
Without question?
Without question.
Like it's like in its own?
Like it's, in terms of consistency, I think. And also because of the size and like the money they generate, I think I would recommend it's my top one.
Yeah. Number 2.
12 West. I don't particularly like it, but like when I look at everything else, they're doing pretty well. Like they're pretty consistent. Like their Fridays and their Saturdays.
What about it don't you like exactly? Not like dislike, but like what's not? It's like, oh, that's not really my thing.
It's just the vibe. It's like now the thing is like we're at that age where it's like I'm not 19 anymore, and I'm not like trying to be like. I don't want to hang out with youngins, but I also want to meet people our age, and they're not really going there.
Oh, it's not a mixture?
Yeah, it's not a mixture.
Yeah,
whereas like Hello Goodbye is kind of that mixture where it's like it's younger people and people our age.
It was really young when we went.
Hella young.
Yeah, for Smiley.
Yeah.
And then even I went with, who did I go with? I can't remember. I went with someone else.
Yeah.
I went with you, like, I think twice.
Yeah.
And then I went one other my buddy Sammy.
Yeah.
Sammy, he sold me my car. He works at Mercedes. Me and him went, and it was good, but there was youngins.
Yeah, and that's
especially like little young white boys that are,
Yeah.
like you could tell are 19 and just like frail and young and trying to get. It's just like you're just kind of like, oh yeah, I get it. But
Yeah. And then third would be Fortune because I like the vibe.
dude, I think Fortune in terms of consistency over the years, it's the only one that's still standing basically.
Yeah,
and
the thing
still
is,
consistently
yeah,
good.
they've been consistent. It's just like I wouldn't go there because it's definitely now a younger crowd.
I think I have a couple friends that work there.
Yeah,
actually.
it's definitely still a younger crowd, but in terms of consistency and the vibe, it's definitely still a good vibe.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
and they still do consistent shows, don't they?
Yeah, well, even like besides the shows,
I just never hear about them though. Like I hear about them like in the wind, but like when they're happening, I never hear about it.
Well, it's more like it's always been like an underground. Like they don't do like a lot of like mainstream art. Like they do, but it's more like
if you know type shit.
Yeah, they would have like I'm trying to think of like they had Jack Harlow like when he was starting. So it's like that type where it's like it's not really mainstream, but you have to kind of
there's a chance for it to come up.
Yeah.
Did The Weeknd ever go there?
I don't think so. I think The Weeknd just like blew up. He was too big at that point.
Where did you see The Weeknd when you said you saw him? You said you saw him, right?
No.
Well, okay, someone else. Someone else told me that they saw him in like Toronto. Yeah, it was Toronto. Like they saw him in Toronto like way before he popped out. It's like when he first started and like he was like good, but he wasn't who he is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's nice to catch those people on the way up. And like especially if like you have a place like Fortune that focuses on that kind of niche.
Yeah.
Where it's like we're not gonna bring in fucking Smiley or like Drake, or we're not gonna bring in like Rick Ross. Like Mansion brings in Rick Ross and all these guys. Like, hey, we're not gonna bring in them. We're not gonna bring in Fabulous, but we'll bring in people who are like have a chance to kind of break through and like be kind of like a Russ or like a
it's kind of a mix. Like, I feel like
type shit.
They would definitely have like a Russ because like they have more of like the culture.
Exactly.
So like they would have an artist like that. They wouldn't necessarily have like
he's in touch. He's in touch with.
So they wouldn't bring someone as big as like Rick Ross because I feel like he's like too mainstream.
Yeah,
but they would bring someone who's kind of like right in the middle
for sure.
Yeah, so
he was at Stampede.
Yeah,
Russ was.
Yeah, Stampede had a pretty good lineup actually last year. It was pretty fire.
Who else was on it?
I think Rick Ross went or someone else.
I can't remember.
They had a pretty big lineup. I was shocked for like.
I didn't even know they did that.
I think that's the first year they've done that.
Like hip hop artists?
Yeah.
I don't even know if they did country artists before. I thought it was just like.
I think they always had a mix because I think now they're just catering to the crowd because not just people who like country go to the Stampede now.
Yeah.
And I think they made it 2 weekends.
Oh yeah, they did. They did. It's 2 weekends now. And you're right. They started tailoring it away. Like they still do their cowboy stuff. And but they tailored it to people who want to come. So it's like turning in slowly to more of like a Coachella type.
It's smart. Honestly, I think that's
smart.
It's the way to go.
As long as you don't throw away all the like cowboy Stampede stuff, because like that's the mainstay. Like otherwise you change the name. Not that I'm into it, but I just think that it'd be stupid for them to kind of veer away from it. You can just add on to it. It's like good to just like expand the product a little bit more.
It's like the Kentucky Derby where it's like people still dress up, and but it's like now it's become like a thing.
Exactly.
So it's like
more culturally.
Yeah, it's more
relevant.
culturally. Yeah, it's more like people want to go. That's a different vibe.
For sure. Have you been to the Stampede?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we going this year or what?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Depends on what weekend it is.
Yeah.
But I'm down. It's cheap tickets too. If we find out now, we better book. Like if you book in advance, you pay like fucking $180 round trip. $200 round.
We should go to the sevens this year, the rugby sevens.
Where at Rogers or
yeah?
Rogers. I think I went a couple years ago.
Yeah,
it was all right. I never got drunk. I was just going to like watch a couple games. And
it's not even it's just I think it's just a vibe. It's just something to do in Vancouver.
And it gets busy. Yeah,
and the sevens is actually like pretty big, like in the
Where
world.
do they go after?
Like outside, like
because I know they party after. I just can't remember where they party.
They go different places because I feel like because I know a couple of girls who've hooked up with a couple like sevens players, and it's like it's just they just go wherever. But it's also tough then because like they're still competing.
Yeah,
like they're competing the whole time.
Like year round, you mean?
Yeah, like not even year round. It's like, for example, like after the one in Vancouver, they'll probably have a tournament like in 2 weeks.
Oh wow!
So it's not like something. It's like they have.
Yeah, they can't get fucked.
Yeah, they can't just be getting.
I'm sure they're still doing all right.
So like they'll still go out and drink and like party, but it's not like like remember like when you played, it's like you're not gonna like turn up like it's off season, right?
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hello Goodbye number 1, 12 West number 2.
Actually, no, I take it back. Fortune number 2, 12 West number 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think, based on what though? Like, what made you change your mind? Is it the consistency that you're thinking about, or is it like, right now you think?
No,
like,
just in terms of vibe, consistency, and just like the curation of like music and events.
I should go.
Yeah,
I haven't been in forever.
Fortune?
I couldn't even tell you the last time I've been.
I was there 2 weeks ago. It's young, bro. It's just like you walk in, I'm just like, I'm like, no.
See, that's why I like Yaletown. Yaletown's like,
and that's the thing. Like,
that's because they like the older you are, the more money you have, and all that stuff.
But it's not even that. It's just
typically.
Like we're at that age where like I just can't be hanging out with like 19-year-olds, and it's for me.
For sure, but like the reason that it separates Yaletown is that it costs a bit more. So like and you're a regular, so it's like if you go in and like they know that you're spending like $200 in that night. When you're 19, you're probably not spending $200 on drinks, right?
No.
So that basically that's what sets. But like, why? I don't get. So I've never had the opinion of Yaletown as being pretentious. But like, I feel like everyone that I know that has no money that talks about Yaletown acts like it's all stuck up, and I think it's just like a myth. Like, I don't think they're actually interacting with these people. They just know that like, oh, they like to dress up and like have all this stuff. And,
I think that's
have these nice cars. So they just assume that these people aren't willing to have conversations.
It's not everyone in Yaletown who's pretentious. I know a lot of people who live in Yaletown who are pretty cool, and it's just like
not live. I just mean like go. Yeah, in general.
It's more just the people who actually go out just give off that vibe, and it's hard to explain unless you like. I can show it to you. You just see someone who's like, oh, even like remember that day when we went out at Parla? We were talking to like the service, and we were talking about it's like like there's certain people they just don't let in. And you can just tell just because of the vibe they give off.
Yeah.
Because like for example, like when we go and like we spend money, right? We don't have to walk in on like just like obviously we still dress that and dress a certain way.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who act like they have money
and they don't spend
and
shit.
They really
That's
don't.
What they were saying. Yeah.
It's so funny because like the number of times I've seen like people like bring out buy bottles, like like try act like, and then they're like the bill comes and you're like,
it's funny because like you'll see people like who just wear regular ass clothes and they have like just like that one like Givenchy shirt or like that one like a Miri sweater that like they're like I gotta bring it out Saturday night when I go here, and then it makes them look like they fucking buy that shit all the time, but then when they're actually in there they're not doing anything.
And that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with spending. And the thing is like I realize a lot of people who have money in the city are not spending it at the club.
Yeah, no, not by. It's the biggest waste of money.
Yeah,
like, even if you have money, like it's just like why would I burn my money?
I've never understood it. Like bottle service to me has never made sense because I look at the amount of money that you're spending. I'm like, you could rent out like a penthouse or even like an event space.
Yeah, bro, you could rent a hotel. And you could literally pre-drink at a hotel, or like you could just get the Westin for $300 that night. But yeah, you're spending that $300 on fucking a bottle in the club. Like, why? Why don't you just fucking get a hotel room, get a bottle from the liquor store, pre-drink there, play some games, go out, and then you have that for the night. You're literally spending the exact same money, but like the experience is way better.
And the thing is, I don't know how much it is now, but I remember I shot an event for one of my old clients at the time. Excuse me. It was the Hotel Georgia. They actually have like a penthouse in apartments, and he was telling me it was like he rented out for like the whole like night for like $2,000, and then he had like he had like maybe 50 to 80 people. It's the other side of the hotel, but they actually have apartments that you just rent out. Okay. So it's like it can be for the night or like for like the month. So like that's where like a lot of celebrities, when they come in, they're actually renting it out.
Oh yeah, okay.
And it's like for the amount that he was telling me he spent on this event. If I wanted to have a celebration, it's way cheaper for me to do that and actually have a good time, because you can get caterers, you can get like bartenders to come in and do all that stuff. Yeah. It's way cheaper to do that and more fun, I think.
Yeah, hiring bartenders is dope. We need to throw a party and hire bartenders. They just get fucking custom drinks.
Yeah, because they make custom drinks. It's like
all night.
You buy all the liquor, they just
make it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because for what like bottle service actually is, it's like that's crazy. Like I'm like, because especially for me, until like I remember when I first started working like the industry, I was like, oh, like bottles. I didn't think it was that much. And then I'm like,
how much are they? Like $400?
That's probably like the cheapest one.
Really? Like, let's say if I want a bottle of like Absolute.
Yeah, that's $390, $400.
I hope you're not smelling these farts, by the way, because
I can't smell
thank
it.
God, 'cause I'm dying over here. I'm like, I just have to get it out of my system, but like, I smell it. I'm like, I hope he doesn't smell it, because it's just unfair to Stanley to have to be like holding this conversation and like he just gets a whiff.
Well, so if I did, I definitely would have reacted, because I'm like,
okay, good. Yeah, I'm just glad that it's like dissipating before it reaches you, and it's okay, good. Okay, back to business. Yeah, I couldn't even give a top 3, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like the ones that I like for sure, like Parlor's not a bar, but like it's like a chill vibe. And then Hello Goodbye I do like.
Yeah.
And then Bar None, I still do like. I haven't been there where I'm like, this is a piece of shit. But like, so like.
The thing is, Bar None was doing well because the people who were working at Hello Goodbye are the ones who made Bar None what it was. So when it got sold and then when everyone left, that's why they're doing so well, because it was the same team and same culture, all that.
How are they doing right now?
No, they're not doing too well.
Like, I don't know if I've seen like lineups outside like it was before.
No, like it's gone downhill, like from everything, like their marketing, who they're hiring. It's
bad moves all around.
Yeah,
bad moves all around. So what about where are lounges? Like,
and so this is literally the conversation I was having with someone. That's the problem with Vancouver. Vancouver doesn't have lounges. The only place that they have like Karma Lounge, which is like the Trump Tower, like I don't know what they call it now. That is a lounge, but it's like very like bougie and like and then there's D6. So it's like weird. Like I don't necessarily.
D6 is in the hotel.
I don't.
Right?
Yeah. So I don't necessarily want to go to that all the time.
Wait, where's D6?
Yeah, at Park.
Oh, it's at Park. Yeah. I was thinking Notch. Is it Notch 9 in Hotel Vancouver?
Oh, yeah. That's good, too.
Yeah, that's kind of like a lounge ish. And then what about Bartholomew? Isn't Bartholomew's like a lounge? It's not really a club, I wouldn't.
I think it's like a lounge restaurant. I don't know. I haven't been, so I can't really.
You haven't been at Bartholomew's?
No.
Isn't it in Yaletown?
It is, but I've just never been.
Oh, you never been in?
Yeah, it's one of those places.
Go one day. Get a drink.
I'm down. Yeah.
I've been once.
Yeah.
It's like a narrow, but it has like seats like kind of like parlor, but it's a lot smaller.
We should go check out Dovetail. So one of the guys who used to be like the head chefs.
Yeah, where did I just hear
Parlor?
That? Yeah.
He opened up his own thing.
Oh yeah, okay. And what is it?
It's like a restaurant, but it's like a lounge. It's exactly like Parlor, but like different foods.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't tried out
what kind of food?
I think there's pasta. Like I haven't looked at them, but it's kind of like that. It's very like, I think it's like Savio, but no, I don't think it's at Savio level. Like I haven't tasted food, but it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that.
And where did you leave from?
From Parlor.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How long ago? Do you know? Like a year or so? 2 years?
No, like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, maybe 2 years ago.
Where is it? Do you know?
It's literally in Yaletown, so I think like a couple blocks down.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should try it out.
Yeah.
I'm always down to try out new places.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't been to. Doesn't like I don't know if it's Bartholomew, like the girls that work there, the women that work there, but like there's always people like trying to poach people from other like places.
Well, that's Pierre's.
Oh, is it Pierre? That's where it is.
Yeah.
It's Pierre's.
Oh, you're thinking of West Oak.
Am I?
Because Pierre's is the one side and then West Oak is the other side.
Like on the other side of the street?
No, it's like Pierre's. It's all in the same building,
Okay.
and it's owned by the same people.
Yeah.
So they turn like
Half of
Pierre's. Yeah, like it's like the club lounge aspect, and then West Oak is like the restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
so
the
it's-
restaurant closed at night, or is just
It's
Pierre's
open. It's like it's literally open. Like you can go through like West Oak, and then you go through Pierre's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just probably haven't known.
Yeah.
But it's literally on like either side. Yeah, we'll go and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah, show
Then you'll
me.
be like, oh, like this is
Yeah. So is it the West Oak or Pierre people that like would come to Parlor and come to all these places and be like, you should come to Pierre?
was Pierre.
Yeah, these sneaky fuckers, yo.
Yeah.
I'd be so cheesed, but like and like they're in the industry, so like let's say like Mao or somebody like sees them come in, like they know they're not coming to chill, especially on a Saturday.
Well,
night
I think
or
it's
Friday night.
I think a lot of them are friends. It's like
No, for sure.
Yes,
But
it's
like
just-
they're there to fucking start talking to people and being like, "What are you doing tonight? Yeah, we're gonna go to Pierre's."
Well, I mean,
Come on
like
through.
I don't think Paulo would necessarily care.
Yeah, I don't think
because
so either.
like they close like, but I
What do you mean they close?
like they close like after like midnight or 1 or whatever, right?
What time do they close?
I don't really know. We've never been there too close, so like,
Yeah, I would never be there.
Yeah.
It hasn't been at Parlor till close. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? What up? You want me to meet at the gym? I can drive. I'm driving. Yeah, no, I would never stay there till it's closed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great vibe. Yeah, but I would say, yeah, Hello Goodbye is pretty chill. I just think it does need to be a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it would be able to expand its potential, let's say, because I think it's doing well, and I think it has but more potential to grow.
Yeah.
But like spaces like that kind of limit it. Just like Isabel, I think Isabel's could be a bit better, but that space is just it caps it. And then like they're like, we're not letting anybody else in, da 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 da. And you're like, how many people are in there? Like 57. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know about Isabel's. I think it's just the vibe. I mean, it's just. That's thing. I like a lot of the guys who work there, but I think it's just like upper management and just like who runs it. That
Yeah.
just,
Do you know who runs it? Like who's the? I don't even know.
because I know it's at one point it was the guy who used to be manager at Hello Goodbye. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what happens with the industry. I think that's also why the industry doesn't grow.
Everyone just
Everyone is just like rotating, and there's
Yeah.
no like fresh blood, and there's no new ideas. So it's just like, oh, you're gonna take what you did here to a new place.
Yeah.
Whereas I think that's why Hello Goodbye is actually doing really well. Where it's like they actually, because even if you look at their marketing and their TikToks, they got like one of the, she's like the VIP host now, and like she's younger. She knows what the TikTok trends. So like their videos, I'm like they're killing it, bro.
Right.
Like they're like going off on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Her name is Jen.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And how's like Granville Room and like those places like on Granville doing?
They're doing okay.
Like what about what's that one bar? Is it Irish bar?
Belmont.
Belmont.
I don't know. Belmont is a weird place. It's they have the space
Yeah.
and everything. I just don't know why it's not doing as well.
Is it just like a bar? They don't turn it to like a
No, it's a
club-ish?
club at the bottom. So like there's like a there's living rooms at the top, and then there's some I can't remember. Can't remember what they call it at the bottom.
You say living room? That's the
Yeah,
place
that's the
called?
top. Like so, like they have two sections. Living room is like the top part, and then like there's another entrance to go downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can look it up.
I don't think I've been in it. So is it similar to like the pit? The pint? Because like when you walk into the pint, it's like the
Yeah,
main
it's kind
level,
of like
and
the
then
pint,
you go downstairs.
but it's like they've curated in different ways. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I can't remember. I think I've been in Belmont like once or twice. I've been to, yeah. Where else is there? There's levels. There's. So how? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, man. It's also like now I'm just like enjoying just being at home sometimes. man.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
it's like it sucks when they rotate like that.
Yeah.
Because like it's like you're just like bringing what didn't work there. Like the reason you're leaving is because it didn't work there. So you're bringing what you didn't do there to a different place, and it's not working here. Or like you're
What?
just trying to make it work here.
And that's the thing too, because there's like some people who've left certain places, gone to other places, and then you're like, it didn't like. Why would you hire him when he didn't do well at his last place?
Yeah, what makes you think that they're gonna do well
Yeah.
based on their last job? It's very interesting.
And I think I'm all for second chances, and sometimes like maybe it's not the right fit.
Yeah.
But it's like there's some people I'm just like, you've been in this industry long enough, like every place you've gone is just like you've killed it, like literally killed it. I'm not going to mention any names, but like, I'll tell you afterwards. But I'm just saying, there's literally like, I've had this conversation with so many people, and that's it. Because we've talked about it before, like in the previous podcast, even before. It's like a lot of it too. It's like a lot of people who are running these places or like who are in management are really old.
Oh yeah, okay.
So they can adapt to like the
they don't
things.
Have a pulse on it.
They no. I'm like, you can't be a club and not have content. Like if you're not doing videos, of course no one younger is gonna know
at all. At all. And that's the interesting thing. It's like, yeah, you can be old, like older, like in your 40s, 50s, and like own these things, but like you have to be in the mud. Like those are one of the businesses where you can't be. You have to be a promoter.
Yeah,
you have to be the suit and tie, fucking making sure secure everyone's getting in, it's smooth. Okay, dude.
Yeah,
like you're in there every. You can't just fucking sit at home or like be like, oh, let this person fucking handle it.
Well, you can,
but like, yeah, if you hire the right person,
yeah, and that's the thing. Where
and it has to be a young person, someone who has got their fucking. Finger on the pulse where they know what the kids like or what the youth is doing, the people in their mid-20s. So you got to have someone who's like 22, 23 who knows what the 18-year-olds are doing, someone who's like 29 who knows what the 27, 28, and you got to have someone like mid-30s who still want to entertain because they know that that group still wants to party and they have money, but they may not want to be doing the same things that an 18-year-old is doing. Yeah. Right? So you got to kind of have like different managerial ages and them being responsible for different things. Especially if you're older and you're like, I don't want to be in the club every fucking weekend. Yeah. But I want to own one. And it's like, okay, well then you have to make sure that these bases are covered because your old ass don't know what's going on right now.
Well, I think that's what I was saying to a lot of it too. A lot of people don't actually do the research in what it is. It's like, for example, like the way like you do the content for the gym here. Like you have a pulse on certain things, and then you hire me, and then like I make suggestions, and then you're like, yo,
and then it gets tweaked.
But you're sending me ideas. I'm like, yo, like we should try this, and then I'm like, oh, nah, I don't think this would work, but this is something else that might be better, and I think this is more effective. It's kind of like that. Yeah. So you don't have to be fully involved, but you need to have at least somewhat of an idea of what is going on.
Yeah. So you don't think those conversations are happening?
I think they are, but a lot of people have egos,
and they're just like, my ideas.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things, there's a lot of events that have like been held, there's a lot of things that have decisions that have been made. I'm just like, this was a bad decision, and I don't even work in management, and I could have told you that.
And I feel like this is an important topic because like the Vancouver nightlife is like not what it should be.
Terrible,
especially being especially like being such a prominent city in Canada. Like Toronto's is good, Montreal's is amazing. Yeah, you gotta go. You've never been to Montreal. Montreal's is so dope. So it's like this is a very important thing to talk about, and like for someone with a little bit of like experience to like come in and start changing. Like you need someone to come in and do like I don't want to say like
the audits, or
even like a club in the States. Like you don't want someone there coming here and then be like, but like if that's what it takes, like if they need to bring like a popular club in the States here, like a second bring a location here to Vancouver, but it's like they look at it and they're just like, the club scene here sucks. So if someone wants to take the opportunity to kind of be the first one, I'm all for it, man.
See, the thing is, my pushback with that, I think it's a little bit difficult to do something like that because like the States and Canada is very different in the sense like
just people-wise,
population. People, not even just population, just like culture-wise. I think the thing is the problem with the nightlife in Vancouver. It's the culture in general. Like Vancouver doesn't have a culture, like something that can be like Toronto is known for like the music, like like Montreal, there's like Vancouver doesn't have that. Besides like the nature.
What do you think? What do you think Vancouver is known for other than nature?
That's the thing. It's tough. Like that's the only thing. And then the second thing is too, like a lot of the people who are in charge of making big decisions, and even just like. Who should be responsible of just like curating the culture? One, have been in the industry for too long, or don't have the power to make those decisions.
So the people with the good ideas don't have the power to make the good decisions.
So I could be like management. I could be a DJ. I could be a promoter. And then you run the club. And I'm like, let's do this, and then you don't listen to me.
So it's like, one, you have old eyes, you need fresh eyes, and then the people with the fresh eyes don't have the power to actually make the decisions. And when they bring them up, they get shot down most cases.
Or it's like you've been like a DJ or a promoter just doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. That's another question. Like, as a DJ, how do you think DJs can like switch it up for themselves?
Well, and that's it's funny because I see two camps. There's some DJs in the city where I'm just like, they're killing it.
Mm-hmm. Like,
and
who?
Dez is one of them.
Riri. Do you like that guy who you said was at Holt? When I said was at Holt?
Yeah, Freaky P. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a bunch of people, and
what about them do you think that makes them kill it?
They have a pulse. Like, they like the music that they listen to. They're listening to everything. They're listening to music from like everywhere.
Like trap, street, like the stuff. Like most people, I feel like no one would play like Dusty Locane or some shit. But like there's like a song or two that you can bump that like everyone's like, fuck it, let's go.
Dude, like Dez has put me onto so much music. There's a lot of the people that have put me onto so much music where I'm like, yo, like, or they're playing and I'm like, I'm Shazamming stuff. Or they've mixed two songs where I'm like, yo, like, I've never thought these two songs would work, but they do. So it's like a lot of that where it's like they actually listen to a lot of music and they know how to like influence the crowd.
Do you listen to that fat black guy from Texas? I don't know if he's not country, but he's like, he's just like popping up on the scene now. He's all tatted up. Fuck, I don't remember his name.
Yeah, send me the thing, but yeah. But
I don't even know if
but it's like things like that. And then there's just some people who are just like, I'm like, we're in 2024. If you're still playing Mobamba by Sheck West,
yeah, right,
or Pony, I'm like, listen, there's just some songs that should not like. And that's the thing. Like, there's so much new music that has come out, and you're not playing this. I'm like,
that's actually hilarious.
It didn't make sense. There's sometimes I'm just like.
So what are songs that you hear in the club that you're like, you have no fucking idea? You're out of it. Like, you can't be playing this, bro. It's way too played out. It's corny as fuck.
Pony.
By what? Genuine?
Yeah. Let me think. Mobamba.
Yeah, I can't find it. Fuck.
What's that Travis Scott one? The one he's like F the club up. That one, like with Drake. What is it? Fuck. There's just some songs just like, trust me, it's a banger, but I'm like, no.
Yeah, you can't play it in the club. It's not. Like, it's overplayed. Obama. You hear that? You can't be playing Obama. It's so funny when that song comes.
Yeah, it's like they just, and it pains me.
You can't play Pony, man. Pony's like, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that's what a lot of what it is. It's really a culture thing, because there was some nights last year where you have like, there was some spots from like some guest DJs from Toronto and Calgary would come out.
Oh yeah, okay.
And they're killing it, bro. Like, just, you know what? It's like, even if like you didn't want to go out, or you just every song you're just like, you don't even need to know the song, but it's such a vibe. Yeah. And just like, you know, and they have a pulse on the music and they have a pulse on the culture. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, we got to go to Calgary too. Well, I guess we're gonna go to Stampede.
Yeah.
But see how it's like out there.
But and that's it's about different music too, because especially like right now, it's very much like I'm a piano is like killing the world, like the vibe and like SA house music. So it's kind of mixing that in as well, but also like being able to play for different crowds. The thing is too, like Vancouver people on culture, they don't actually know a lot of songs. Yeah, like I've gone to so many concerts. Like
that's the worst. When you go to a concert,
people go to concert and they don't know who it is.
I'm like, why are you even here?
But that's a Vancouver thing. And it's not like me just like shitting on it, but it's like, it's for me, I've never understood it, because I'm like, I would never go, like there'd be so many times even like you're like, yo, like let's go. I'm like, honestly, bro, I don't listen to his music. I would never pay for that.
Yeah, me neither. There's a lot of people that like they would come to town. I'm not gonna see them if I don't listen to their music, no matter even if they're a big name or not. Yeah, like Jack, we were listening to Jack, so like I don't really listen much to Jack anymore. Yeah, he kind of died down on me.
But I mean, like at that point, like you made like before you went, like I sent you some stuff. And you were like he was killing it,
it. Yeah, dude, he died down. Yeah, even with this last album, what's it called? Denver.
Yeah, I don't
know, man.
No, it's like
is it? Well, I don't know what it's called.
Hollow something. That's like Jackman or something. I was very disappointed. I was very.
It was lackluster to say the least. Yeah, very lackluster. So I don't even listen to Jack much anymore. And then Roddy fell off the fucking map
Yeah.
Where'd he go? He disappeared. He's like, fuck you guys. I made my money. I'm gone. I'm like, Roddy, what's up, man? I was fucking bumping Roddy so hard like 2 years ago. And even Spencer was saying that. Spencer's like, yo, fuck Roddy, man. Roddy fell off. And I'm like,
it's
yo,
Jack
he
Man.
literally it's Jack Man.
Yeah.
No, he literally disappeared, Roddy. And Roddy was killing it. Once the box came out, it's just like, TikTok just fucking took that thing into the stratosphere. Then I started listening to his old shit, like Feed the Streets 2. And then he came out with, it's not Fast Lane. It's with the cover album of him driving in the car, and it's like blurry, where it had Thailand on it. It had 25 million. Had like it's just like bangers.
I don't know, man. I think the thing is, it's like a lot of it too, especially with TikTok. There's a lot of creators who don't realize how difficult it is to be that consistent and consistent.
Live life fast. That's what that was.
Yeah, and consistency can be like different. Like whereas like at least you're making sure you're dropping one project like every year, maybe every 2 years.
That was 2021. It's 2024.
But that's what I'm saying. That consistency is difficult, man.
And you see Drake's dropping an album every fucking like 6 days. It's like you literally think about CLB.
Yeah,
and you're like CLB was so long ago.
Yeah,
it's fucking like 2 years ago, bro.
Even Chris Brown. Chris Brown is like, I think he broke a record. Like he's got the most like. Listen, bro. There isn't a Chris Brown album I have not liked.
You always bring up Chris.
He's
CLB
consistent.
Was 2021. So he had CLB 2021, Her Loss 2022, For All the Dogs 2023. He literally drops an album every year. He dropped What a Time to Be Alive, and if you're reading this, it's too late in 2015. So he dropped 2 in 2015, then he had Views 2016, More Life 2017, Scorpion 2018, Care Package he had in 2019, Dark Lane demo tapes that had Chicago Freestyle, and Tootsie Slide. That was 2020. CLB 2021. Honestly, Nevermind 2022. Her Loss 2022. Dropped 2 of those bitches. Her Loss and Honestly Nevermind. And I think that's the one that we just woke up and it's like Drake dropped an album.
Yeah.
And we're like,
and that's what the same thing with Chris Brown. Like he dropped.
And then For All the Dogs.
Yeah.
And then now he's like, I'm going to take a break. And he just goes on tour again. Yeah. I think he just started tour yesterday.
Yeah.
He's back on tour. Nigga J. Cole. I'm just like, bro, this guy's, consistency's hard.
No, but that's the thing. It's like,
but a lot of people don't even want that either. You have to understand. Like, he's trying to go for that GOAT thing. Like, I don't think Roddy's not that tight.
But it's not even like, I don't think you have to even be wanting to, like, that's why I said consistent can mean different things. Consistency is like maybe you're dropping a project every 2 years, but you're working on that project and it's a good project. There's people like J. Cole, like when people wait for J. Cole to drop. You know,
but
even like Ty Dolla $ign,
he's kind of. I don't want to say J. Cole's done because I think he's dropping an album, but I don't know how many shows he's doing. I don't know if he's doing a lot of shows, but he just seems quiet. He just seems like he goes away for so long, and like because of the internet and the way that so many artists like can just like post stuff and things go viral, and all of a sudden you're hearing all these rappers like Sexy Red comes out of nowhere and fucking Ice Spice and all these bitches.
But they don't last. So that's what I'm saying. There's people like there's names you can mention like Meek, J. Cole, Drake, Chris Brown. Like you might not like their music, but the level consistent in how the quality of their music. Future. It's like Future, Future was different though because Future was trying to get out of his deal, so he was dropping albums like every like other time. But that's something like people like that where like you get excited to listen to, right?
Yeah, I saw a video of Nicki, and she was like, when I was younger, what did she say? She's like, when I was younger, people, the people that I heard on the radio were talented. Yeah. She's like, nowadays, the people that you hear on the radio are popular. Yeah. Like, they're not talented. They're just the artists that you hear now, they're popular artists. They're not really talented. And I was like, I fucking feel that. I kind of feel that.
No, it's true.
It's true.
And that's what I'm saying. But if you look at it.
Is Yeet talented? I don't know. I don't know his music enough. You probably listen to him a bit more than me. But like, I don't know. He just seems to have a style. Yeah. That's very specific.
I wouldn't say, I think it's talented in a different way where it's not like he produces. I think that's the thing. There's people
who's multifaceted.
Yeah, they produce good music and stuff I like. I wouldn't call them talented.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like the stuff is good.
I'm assuming if you like it, you think that they have some sort of talent.
No, not necessarily. No.
Interesting.
I think there can be a separation where you can be talented in something.
Yeah.
And just
and not like it.
No, you can be talented and then just like produce good work, and then you can just like drop stuff that's good, but not be talented.
Like, give me an example.
Where like you have a great.
Like, who's someone that you like that's not really talented, but you're just like, I fuck with the music. Because it has to be a little bit subjective to some degree, because you wouldn't like it if you didn't think they had talent. Because like that's the whole. I think talent in itself is producing something that people like.
Well,
so if you're saying like most people don't like it, but I personally do, so he's not really talented. Well, he's just my type.
Well, Yeet is a great example where it's like I think his stuff is good. I listen to it, but I wouldn't put him high up there in like the stuff I listen to a lot.
Okay, based on because you don't think he's talented. Like it's hard to decipher a bit.
Okay, it's like with football. Like there's like people like Lamar where it's like you can tell Lamar's talented, and then there's like I'm trying to think of someone who's just they're on the right team and they have a good quarterback,
like a Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
like so he has the stats, but like you wouldn't say he's the most talented.
Exactly,
guy.
Like you wouldn't put him like in like MVP. Like he's good. Like he gets the job done.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't say he's talented.
Yeah. Well, he's in the NFL, but like, in comparison
exactly.
to everybody else.
He's in the league.
Yeah.
So you have to be good to get there. Yeah. But you wouldn't say like he's talented. Like, you wouldn't put him in the same box as like Mahomes and like
Jalen Hurts.
And all these guys. Exactly, right? So it's kind of like that, where it's like there's people like who are like producing, and they're hitting the numbers, but they're not talented.
You think Lil Baby's talented?
Yeah.
Because I heard Act talking about he's all his music's the same. Everything's the same. And like I don't know if it's because he raps a certain way.
Yeah.
So it seems the same. Like Meek can switch it up, and like guys can switch it up where like even though it's a different song, but it sounds different too. But like I feel like a Lil Baby's songs, like I feel like they all kind of sound the same.
Yeah.
To some degree. Even if the beat's a little different, like it's just like sounds the same.
But I think it's also the thing is true, like people then don't understand, like there's some things that our generation might not understand. It's like, for example, listening to like 90s music and what we have now, right? People in the 80s were like, what the hell is this stuff, right? Yeah. It's going to be the same thing with probably like the music that our kids listen to. Like we're not going to be able to understand it.
But
then there's people like Drake where it's like he's actually talented, where it's like he's switched up.
He's like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, like being able to like do that, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like you can't put people like Yeet and like Drake
and like Uzi
in the same like
Trippie
category.
Redd.
Like, no.
So I think that's what she means by those people are popular.
Yeah.
Like like Trippie Redd and like XXXTentacion.
Yeah.
Like it's just like those guys are popular.
Yeah.
They weren't like super talented, but like they just made things that people liked and they could relate to, and it resonated. But like in terms of pure talent. Yeah, it's tough.
And that's what I'm saying. If then you look at people like Russ, if you hear his story where it's like how he learned to produce and how him rapping, and even like now like he produces like his own music videos, like he's talented.
Yeah. You know who else was talented? Fucking Kid Ink. I was on Kid Ink
oh my god,
hard.
I'm so choked,
bro. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. I don't know. He just fell off. He had a bunch of shit with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
We love you, boy, Chris Brown. He had a bunch of shit, and then after that, he just fucking fell off.
To be honest, I'm not gonna lie.
He started producing.
Yeah.
He started producing.
Yeah.
And then I think his homies were like, "Yo, you should try to get on a track." And then he started like trying to rap a bit, and it fucking took off. And I was on. I've been to at least 2, maybe 3 Kid Ink concerts, and those are the ones you're talking about. Like Fortune. He's a guy that Fortune would have, because I think I saw him at Fortune, and he's one of those guys. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck happened?
I'm not gonna lie. Like I think it was like 2011 to like 2014.
Fire.
Him,
Flames.
DJ Mustard, Ty Dolla $ign had a chokehold on the industry. I'm like,
Ty Dolla $ign did.
Anytime they drop something,
and they drop songs together too, bro.
Dude, it was
they had tracks together,
crazy.
Man. I'm like, where the fuck did he go?
Crazy.
You got to give Ty Dolla $ign some respect, because he's still in the game
heavy. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's people like that where I'm like, that's when you know he's talented. Because even with him, I didn't know he can play all these instruments, and he produces.
Me neither.
Yeah.
What kind of instruments does he play?
The guitar, like the drums. He a lot of stuff, and
sing
he produces.
Like a motherfucker.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's talent.
Yeah.
Then there's people who are just popular, where it's just like you make good music, but you're not talented.
Yeah. You think Yachty's talented? I think I don't know. It's kind of tough to say.
No
disrespect. I like his music. Yeah, it's a perfect example. I like his music, and he's had some shit with obviously Drake. He's had some shit with T Grizzly, and like it sounded good, and it was good shit. But his music was never good at isn't for me personally good enough to just like listen to his album.
No,
or like a song of his by himself.
No,
I listened to what's that one song? It's like it's like ding ding ding.
Yeah,
ding, ding. You know exactly the beat that I'm talking about.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he I think he's very popular and like he's smart. He has a great marketing team and
great marketing.
And he's like he's done enough where he's had enough songs where like they pop off.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put him in the same like category as like being talented. It's just like where I can't rely on like every little Yachty album.
I Spy.
Like being a good album. Like no.
Yeah, no. There's no way. He's not dropping an album by himself. So an artist who drops like an album with no features, that's just special.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, special. If you could carry an album by yourself, just you, no one else, special.
And that consistent and that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's a shame that people like Russ have slept on because the consistency in which Russ is dropping music, it's like...
Well, he slowed down a bit, but as you should.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, it was like a song every week, bro. He was dropping every Friday.
Yeah.
Different song. And he always does the same little like album cover, just like a different color or whatever the case may be. But he can hold an album, I think, by himself.
No, but he's
his fan base.
Yeah, he's not dropping just because like he's just taking a break.
Yeah,
I think he just had some personal stuff happening.
For sure, yeah.
So he's just like, honestly, man, like the music is not worth it. Like if I'm like losing myself,
he wants to put out good shit.
Yeah, so
it's not worth just putting out just to put out.
Yeah.
So who do you think can hold an album by themselves? I think Russ can, Drake can. Future can, Meek can for sure.
Rick Ross.
You think Rick can?
Dude,
I'm not saying he can't. I'm just like I'd have to think about it.
I think for him, he's more like he's not a rapper anymore. Mm-hmm. He's going for that mogul status.
Yeah.
So it's a little different. Yeah, but it's like, you can tell like now he doesn't really care about the music. It's like, oh, like I'm feeling a little. I got an itch. Let me drop something.
Yeah. But that's not the goal.
Yeah.
The goal is getting to the money.
Yeah. Chris Brown does it by himself. Like he
I gotta listen to more Chris then, man.
I'm telling you, I'll send you albums to listen to.
Yeah.
And then you just like, because if you look at it too, he always has songs that are just like popular.
Dude, I love his old shit.
Yeah.
His old shit's fire.
But if you also look at
listen to more new shit.
You need to understand, this dude is dropping like at least 15 songs.
He's like, hey. Fucking tracks, yo.
I think the thing is with Chris, why people don't give him his flowers is because of all the stuff that happened with Rihanna. I don't think that's why, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
It's like
I'm telling you.
It's not that people listen, and I just don't think. I don't know. It's not just. It doesn't seem to be out there to me, and I don't want to say. I think it's also subjective because it depends on who you kind of lean in towards.
Yeah.
So like maybe it's not that it's that I'm not leaning towards Chris, not because he's not good, just because naturally like I lean towards Meek, Roddy, Drake, fucking T Grizzly, all these guys that I like just naturally lean towards. But I don't think that it's because his music's not good or because of that situation. I just don't think like it's promoted the same. And if you're saying that's the reason why it's not promoted the same, then okay, I can accept that. But I feel like the way like Ross and Meek go about promoting their album, Shaq and Kobe, and like when albums drop, like how Her Loss, they did the whole like fake interview with it's just like there's stuff behind it as opposed to just like searching up who's dropping an album this week and then looking up a list of it.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think he's just maybe that's where like for him like I think he's not maybe putting that much effort into the marketing, whereas like there's people like Drake will make like if you look at like even over the years some of the stuff that Drake has dropped, even the videos, I'm like this dude wasn't out in Vancouver and like
just went
recorded a video,
bush.
So it's like there's people like that where it's like they're blowing up obviously because they're good, but there's also strategy behind what they're doing.
So do you think that he has strategy?
Who?
Chris Brown?
No, I think he's just like honestly
he's just going off talent.
Just going off talent, and I think for him too, it's like I think he's just realized like he's hit a ceiling, and I think for you to appreciate Chris Brown, you have to like R&B and also look at him like he's like his stage presence, his performances are
for sure amazing,
crazy,
amazing.
But if you don't like that, if you're more like I can see why you wouldn't like Chris Brown.
Because of what?
It's not like music you'd listen to on a regular.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you hear it, it's like, oh, like you can appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think he's not he's not putting his stuff out there in people's faces.
Do you think that his music is stuff like everyday music?
No, it's very R&B. It's very like, you have to
be in that mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not like Drake, where Drake is dropping for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what mood you're in, you can listen to a Drake song.
Yeah, because you can go through the album.
Yeah.
There's like one track that's dope,
Yeah.
one track that's mellow, one track that's a mix of mellow, and
Yeah.
you switch the beat up. So like you can just play the whole album.
I think
Chris Brown
that's
doesn't
what
have
then
that.
like shows the talent, and that's why like Drake is in the pool of like the Princes and the Michael Jacksons, because they were making music for like everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not easy. Like
yeah,
even if you
and-
wanted
yeah.
to, you can't.
'Cause,
Like,
like,
I don't think Chris can like. No disrespect, but
Yeah.
I don't think that if he wanted to do like a straight rap album, he could do it.
No.
Like Drake did like a fucking techno.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's people like that who are talented.
Yeah.
And also, like, that's what I'm saying. People like Drake have a pulse
A weird pulse.
on every, because like you can tell, I don't know who's management or if it's just
Who's
him.
like his
Like
whole team,
he's
man.
list, because I remember he did a collaboration with Black Coffee like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, and Black Coffee was on the rise, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like at that point where like, people knew who Black Coffee
But like
was.
same with Yeet.
Now people know who Black Coffee
Same
is,
with
and
Yeet.
he was listening to that stuff.
I think that's what Joe Budden said. He said he's always collab. Like he's at such a position now where the people that are coming up will obviously do a song with him. There's no
Yeah.
way you're not.
Yeah.
It's like Jay-Z.
like a-
But like Jay-Z could have done something like that, but he didn't want to. But he could have, as he started to slow down his own music and stop making albums, he could have just started touching the artists coming up. Pause. Where it's like he's just making music, like he's just adding, like he sees them come up, so he's like, let me throw a feature on here or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, so he's doing, like, he knows Sexy Red's not good.
Yeah.
He probably knows Smiley's not good, but like if they have their own, every time I say Smiley, you have to laugh. But it's like they have their own fan base
Yeah.
and their own kind of little niche that he's like, oh, let me like add something there, where
Yeah.
he's not trying to get anything out of it. He's trying to help them
Mm-hmm.
because now he's just like, okay, I'm just helping you, like more ears see you.
Yeah.
Where it's like whether they like you or not, at least they know you exist.
Yeah.
Type thing. And he doesn't need anything out of it. He's not like, well, when I drop an album, I'm gonna need a feature from you back, Smiley. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. But it just keep in turn helping his friends out and giving
Yeah.
back, like, is building his brand up even more. Because now, like, what generation? Like, you have people in high school listening to Drake. Obviously, they don't know the old stuff, like
Yeah.
Take Care, but like they know all the shit now because he's
But
still going.
I think that's the thing. I think that's the importance now. I think a lot of someone like Drake understands the importance of personal branding. I think the artists that are doing well right now have a personal brand. And the thing is, before, like, you can see the difference. A lot of people, and it's like this with any successful organization, any successful person, there isn't that separation of like who I am and what I do. When you look at Drake, everything that he does makes sense.
Everything.
It's
very weird.
it's a part of him. Like everything that they're all extensions of what he's doing.
Very weird.
So when he started like OVO, when he started everything else, it's all extensions of who he is.
Yeah.
And you look at even things like
I think he has a fragrance. I
Yeah.
think he has the liquor.
Yeah.
He has the clothing brand. He has obviously the music.
Yeah.
He has, what else does he have?
like the betting thing.
Oh yeah, he has
Yeah.
all these deals with Steak and
Yeah.
Nike that he has, like these brand deals, and it's just like.
But that's what I'm saying. That's where a lot of it too. It's like even when you look at things like brands like Nike, because of like how like they're all extensions. Like they're able to hit different markets, but when you come back, it's all part of their brand.
For sure.
And I think
It all
a lot of
connects.
artists don't actually.
Know how to do that.
I think it's not that don't know how to do that. I think they sell out
For what, the money?
in the sense like I want to make money, and they lose control of that.
Yeah.
So that's why, for example, like people like now like are really focusing on independence because like once you have like full control of that,
Yeah.
you're making music that you want, and you can like build a brand, like you can build clothing that's linked to you, and it's like
Yeah.
it's a part of your style. Right?
It comes from dominating your first one, though. I think that's Adam right there. It comes from dominating your first, like, whatever you do. So,
Yeah.
like, he dominated music. like The Rock dominated wrestling,
Yeah.
and then he went to movies and dominated movies. Now he can do whatever. He can do XFL.
Yeah.
He can do Terramana, the tequila.
Yeah.
He can fucking do whatever he wants. And it's like Kevin Hart, same thing.
Yeah.
Dominate comedy, and then you go into movies, start dominating that. He
Yeah.
has vitamins. He's got fucking Heartbeat Productions,
Yeah.
and like and then clothing line. He fucking does the underwear with It's like you can just do anything.
Yeah.
After. Once you dominate one thing, you can just touch everything.
And that's the thing. It's about building leverage. I think now
we should take notes.
Yeah.
We should fucking take notes.
No, and that's what because literally it's funny because I was having this conversation yesterday with my boy, and like I've been his mentor, but like now he's at that stage where we're homies, like we're creative, like we're building
together,
and we're doing different things. But that's what we're talking about. Like we're realizing it's like a lot. The conversation we were having yesterday is like the thing that has made us be who we are and be able to do the things that we are. Like everything we're doing are extensions of who we are, like personal brands.
For sure.
Like even like all the things I'm doing now, it doesn't seem like it's a separation. It's more like this is me. Like you can look at something that I'm doing and be like, oh yeah, that is Stanley, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that because a lot of people aren't thinking about that from the inception of the idea. That's like, how can I make this a part of me?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
So like if we do clothing, it makes
it's
sense
like,
because we like to dress nice and like all that shit.
Exactly. Not even that. It's like the clothing is based on like how we dress.
For sure.
It's not like us like
and the stuff that we like.
Yeah. It's not like us like trying to then go and do like cowboy like outfits when we don't wear that. It's more like, you know, it's like if you decide
stays on brand to some degree.
If you decide to start like a clothing line or anything or jewelry, it's like oh, like
makes sense.
This is an extension of Daniel because
what he does,
but a lot of people don't do that. So
So I think a big part of it is also like letting people know more about you.
Yeah.
Or like you can't just show them just the music.
Yeah.
Because then when you do random stuff, they'll be like, why the fuck you doing that? But like if you're always posting about you at like soccer games and you at this and you at that, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, he invested in Barcelona. And you're like, how the fuck oh yeah, well that makes sense because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as you're like, it makes sense and you're being a bit more open with the public with like a bunch of multiple things. Like for like let's say Drake's funny. So like for him to do a TV show, get into TV shows when he's been on SNL and then take over fucking Top Boy. It's like, oh yeah, it makes sense. He's kind of in that world a little bit already. So like extensions like
but not even that. Like Drake is smart like in his collaborations. Like even like with like Drake is funny, right? Like
funny.
you've seen that side of him. So even him doing like collaborations with people like Drewski and like all these comedians, it doesn't seem so far fetched because it's like, oh, like
you've seen it before.
You've seen that side of Drake. So it's like when he does collab, it's like, oh,
like
this
laugh
makes
now,
sense.
Cry later videos.
Exactly. Even like look at his videos, you can tell he was like, but a lot of people don't think about it like that. And I think it's not just like with artists, but even like with the people.
Most people can't. It's business, man. It's so many steps ahead that like you're just like, what the fuck?
And even like we've talked about, even like I mean, like looking at like, the stuff you've built and even like other things that you're doing, like you can tell like every time I look at it, even just like when I'm making videos, it's like I can tell like this is an extension of who you are.
For sure.
But a lot of people don't want to build that because it takes a long time to do that, build that leverage.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's the conversation we're talking about. It's like now, like we've done so much where it's like, I can literally just like show up to most places and do certain things. So I'm like, yeah, I've built the leverage. I can do this. And if you don't want to help me with it, I'll figure it out. But
I'll figure it out with that. All right, we gotta bounce.
But we gotta call it. But it was a good one.
Yeah, man. Next week, what time?
Peace.
Whenever you see.
Yeah.